Somebody's messing around with my phone, my YouTube account now. All, my uh, Twitter and Facebook pretty much get messed with, but that's the first time I've noticed my Twitter things, videos being private that I know I made public and stuff like that. I think it's misdirection, redirection, uh, distraction, diversion kind of tactic because I was just about to make this video. But I was just going to delete something first. Um, Stuff about trailer parks that nobody needs to know. But I mean, somebody might have needed to know that, but now they've seen it probably. I'm counting on God to redirect people to the things they need to see. But when people mess around my account, that's not okay. I just wanted to tell you about the first time I saw God. When I was a 6-year-old atheist who was starting to get insecurities and things. And, I'm not really in the mood to talk about this, but I know I have to get it out before I get distracted again. I was almost 7. It was in the fall, and I left one of my toys underneath a pile of leaves. And as usual in Nova Scotia, it was sort of continuously light rain that never ends. And when I realized, and I went and got this toy from the neighbor's yard from under a pile of leaves and noticed that it was pretty much ruined. So it was made out of animal fur. It was a gift from friends of the family. I kept it anyway, but I mean, I knew it'd never be the same again. And I was really down on myself because it was such a kind gift, and it was one of my beloved possessions. And I had left it out there, and I was just beside myself, really. I didn't like myself anymore, and it wasn't just that. I mean, there were a lot of stuff going on. That was a rough year for me. A lot of good stuff happened, a lot of bad stuff. Don't mind my eyes. I was just plucking my eyebrows. So my skin gets like bright pink when I do that. Anyway, it's not a camera trick. But if my eyebrows don't seem to be like on the right level, that's just the camera. Swear to God. I can look in the mirror and see it with my own 2 eyes. So I'm looking up into the sky, and God put on a full display. And I heard, it was almost like the still small voice in everyone's mind that you hear when it's giving you gentle advice. That's good life advice, crucial life advice. But it was a male voice, and it was very familiar to me. Anyway, God basically showed me that he could put the sun or the earth on the end of his finger like a basketball and spin it. And he said, stay as a child. And I knew what he meant. And that's the thing, that's the key right there. If it would have been just some kind of weird mind control trick, not real telepathy, but a mind control trick, I believe in God because of that. I didn't believe in God. I resolutely refused to believe in God before that happened. And I want to tell you, even though my phone keeps telling me storage is low, and I know it's not that low because I just deleted some things. I wanted to tell you about the castle dream before I run out of time here. When I was 13, I dreamed that I left my clothing on my dad's doorstep, just like St. Francis of Assisi. And I walked across the desert. This dream was like a 4-hour dream. I got to cut it short. I'm going to run it. There were some men standing around a doorway in the middle of a desert. I gave them a wide berth. It wasn't like they looked dangerous or anything. I didn't want to get distracted from my journey. I finished crossing the desert. Remember, I was 13 when I had this dream. Way back in the 70s. And I reached a mountain. I'd never seen a mountain at that point in my life. A real mountain. I mean, they have real mountains in Nova Scotia. It can be up to 1,000 feet, but they're like foothills compared to these mountains out here. And I knew I was supposed to climb that mountain. And I climbed up the mountain and I found a man in a ruined castle. And he's waiting for me. I looked it up in a dream dictionary years later, and it said, the ruined castle is a universal dream symbol for hope. Because most of us don't live in a castle. I'm not a communist.